White man fight back! White man fight back! White man fight back!
I was praying that if this had to happen here, that it wouldn't be one of us.
White man fight back!
Upon him talking at this college campus, he then is no longer with us due to a white male.
White man fight back! I've never been so pissed in my whole life. I just murdered Charlie Kirk right here in Utah. White man fight back!
Now, can someone explain to me where in that scenario does this have anything to do with black people?
White man fight back!
I was praying that it wouldn't be one of us.
I'm so freaking pissed right now!
You liberal, progressive, deranged fucking animals!
White man fight back!
Mr. President, I implore you, call for a civil war. Call for a civil war and let us do our thing. Let us go door to door, street by street, and clean this country.
I don't understand. Maybe we need Reed Richards, okay, from the Fantastic Four to figure out this one.
You know what? I don't really understand a lot of you guys. Man, y'all, why? Why are they attacking black schools? Why are they attacking the HBCUs? What did we do? Oh my goodness, listen, I'm gonna break this down for y'all. So sit down, shut up, and take notes, and I hope that y'all never act this oblivious again. What is it that Elijah Muhammad understood that the rest of you guys can't seem to get through y'all thick kumbaya, we wanna forgive everybody, singing minds? What was it that initially got Malcolm X silenced when he was in the Nation of Islam? Huh? Could you answer that question? See, Elijah Muhammad knew something that y'all cats seem to be lost upon. Why are they attacking us? Does anybody remember what initially got Malcolm X silenced? It was in the aftermath of the assassination of John F. Kennedy. See, Elijah Muhammad commanded his followers to shut the fuck up. Don't go out here antagonizing these people, because John F. Kennedy was beloved by too many people for y'all to go out here using antagonizing speech in a nation where you standing behind the 8 ball. Don't go out here messing with these people. Let them mourn their man, and y'all keep silent.
Mr. X, don't you even feel a little bit of remorse, saddened by the President Kennedy's assassination?
Well, sir, I don't think anybody here would deny that when you send your chickens out in the morning from your barnyard, those chickens will return that evening to your barnyard, not your neighbor's barnyard. I think this is a prime example of the devil's chickens coming back home to roost. That the chickens that he sent out, the violence that he's perpetrated in other countries, here and abroad, be it 4 children in Birmingham or Medgar Evers or Lumumba over in Africa, I think this same violence has come back to claim one of their own. Now, being an old farm boy myself, chickens coming home to roost never made me sad. In fact, it's only made me glad.
Malcolm X, you were involved in a controversy some months ago with your leader. Is that over?
Well, I've been silent for the past 90 days because of some statements I made concerning the President of the United States, which were distorted.
They were distorted?
And yes.
What did you say, Malcolm?
Well, I said the same thing that everybody says, that his assassination was the result of the climate of hate. But only I said the chickens came home to roost, and which means the same thing. Climate of hate means that this is the result of something. And when I said chickens coming home to roost, I said the same thing.
But you did not say that you were glad the president was killed.
No, that's what the press said.
See, but now, as much as a lot of people love Malcolm X, he's very beloved in the black community. Malcolm X's troubles tripled and doubled when he deviated from Elijah Muhammad's orders. See, he went out there on national television and told the world that John F. Kennedy's assassination was the chickens coming home to roost. And that's what got Malcolm X silenced. That was the beginning of his trouble. But what was it that Elijah Muhammad saw that Malcolm X couldn't seem to grasp at that time? See, you have to remember Malcolm X was young. He was in his 30s. But what was it that Elijah Muhammad saw in his wisdom that Malcolm X couldn't see? Elijah Muhammad saw the diabolical nature of the opposition by looking at the historical record. Now, what do you mean? Well, let me take you back in history. You see, the first black heavyweight champion of the world was Jack Johnson. Now, did you know that when Jack Johnson would whip a white man's ass, the Ku Klux Klan would go out there and start lynching black folks? Why would they do that? Because in black people's eyes, Jack Johnson was a symbol of victory and triumph over the oppressor class. See, in black people's eyes, Jack Johnson was whipping the ass of the man who made every black person give up their seat on the bus. He was beating up the individuals who made a black person look down while addressing them. He was a symbol of hope that might expose that the Wizard of Oz ain't nothing but an old white man hiding behind a curtain using a voice changer to make everybody believe that he was God. He was no wizard at all. But he was somebody whose ass could be whipped. See, and these cats in the Ku Klux Klan or the white society, look, they couldn't deal with the idea of black people cheering when a white man got his ass whipped. Because this was some sort of symbolic victory for all black people. That, oh no, this type of hope has to be crushed. So what did Elijah Muhammad see? He saw that whenever black people start cheering, there's a side of white society that is diabolical, that cannot take that shit. They cannot stand it. So they'll go out and they'll start attacking the vulnerable ones. See, I don't believe that Elijah Muhammad was worried about himself. I believe that the Nation of Islam was well protected amongst themselves. But it's more like he understood that while we are protected, there are those out there that that are not in our organization, but we still have a duty to protect them. So what happens when you get out there antagonizing the entire world is you are going to arouse a segment of white society that is begging to use their new guns, that is begging for the Civil War. Oh, please, 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 can we have Civil War? Please, please. See, it's not, and there's a lot of people who get on these videos and they start talking all this shit and then they start antagonizing. Yeah, we're happy this happened. We're happy this happened to Charlie. Yeah, but what they don't understand is that they are rousing a segment of society that ain't gonna go after you. They gonna go after the children because they always hit soft targets. They ain't gonna stand toe to toe with no Jack Johnson. No, they gonna go to a church and blow up 4 little girls in the church. They ain't gonna stand toe to toe with no Jack Johnson. No, they gonna go to a church out there in South Carolina and just start shooting up all these old people. So what a lot of black folks don't realize is any nigga will do. It's just this idea of any nigga will do. But I don't understand why people have this amnesia when it comes to history. Now, the thing is, there are a considerable amount of people out there that are doing all these videos and be like, yeah, Charlie Kirk was this, Charlie Kirk was that. Yeah, we know. We know this, but here's what's gonna happen. If you get out there and you put your opinion out there, there's people that's already itching to do something to a Negro. Now, why is it that they don't go after the white guy? I don't know. But I think that maybe you could get a clue by studying monkeys. Check this out.
Testosterone doesn't make you aggressive. Here's what it actually does. Take 5 male rhesus monkeys, put them in a group, let them form a dominance hierarchy. A defeats B 3 times, B never defeats A. This is the hierarchy. Now take C and inject C with testosterone. So now does C get involved in more fights? Absolutely. Is this the pattern that occurs now? Is C suddenly challenging A and B and rising in the hot? Absolutely not. C never does a thing with A and B. What happens instead is C becomes a total nightmare to D and E. Testosterone does not invent aggression. Testosterone exaggerates pre-existing social patterns of aggression.
So even when it comes to monkeys, rhesus monkeys, this study shows that once you give the monkey even more testosterone, which would make something aggressive, guess what they go for? Soft targets. So there's a tendency for, I don't know, maybe these people that want to go after the HBCU, maybe they got some rhesus monkey in them. But it shows that they don't go after the top dogs. They ain't gonna go after tough opposition. They ain't gonna go after their own people, after the ones who do stuff like this. No, they gonna come for the ones that they believe are the vulnerable. Because they like, well, we don't want you looking at this like it's some sort of victory, even though it's one of our own that did this shit. Jesse Owens disproved the idea of Aryan superiority. And they were very disappointed with that. You'd be like, listen, stay a behaved Negro. Yeah, we see, that, the Wizard of Oz is being exposed, and we see that he's an old man who wears Depends diapers and shits on himself. Yeah, we see that. But you bet not say nothing. So it's always been this idea of Negro behave and misplaced aggression because they are afraid of the real war, which is amongst themselves. So what do? They have to do what they believe is punching down. Yeah, you might observe it, but I'd rather go after you than go after the alpha, the big alpha, who just might have just as many guns as I do, who might just be able to whip my ass. I ain't going after that. I'm going after the women and the children and the old ass men, or I'm going to wait until one of y'all is by yourself, and then I'm going to pile up with a group of us and drag you behind a truck like they did that man out there in Texas. This is how they move. This is how these particular individuals move. This is something that Elijah Muhammad saw early on. That's why he told Malcolm X, shut the fuck up. Don't go out here antagonizing these people. Because it ain't going to be you that gets attacked. It's going to be the children. It's going to be the vulnerable. And that's why they go after HBCUs. This is old news. This is a matter of the historical record. And this is something that you ain't gonna see on Fox News. And this ain't got nothing to do with left or right, because I'm a conservative. But let me tell you something, I know history. And conservatism ain't got nothing to do with being Republican. It just means that you want to hold true to the traditions of your forefathers and foremothers. And we don't all have the same traditions. That's all that is. It just means that you ain't into this ideology of open up everything to everything. Open up your cultures and open up your bathrooms and let me as a man, let me as a woman who has big gigantic balls, let me shit next to your daughter in a bathroom. Would you just want to hold true to the ideals of your forefathers and foremothers? And just because I'm conservative does not mean that I have the same values as somebody else who calls themselves conservative. Charlie Kirk, he was a conservative, but his conservative views were completely different than mine. And then sometimes we'll share a view or two. So a lot of y'all seem to not know anything about history and want to play this game of why? Why don't they like us? Shut the fuck up.